homeschool families, thank you for tuning in today. I just wanted to make a quick video, and I'm so excited because it's something that I had been wanting when my kids were small, and I truly just now got it for Mother's Day. So here's what I want to share. Well, first, before that, you guys know that I'm a homeschool mom of almost 26 years, be 26 years in July, and I have 4 children. So I have graduated 3, and then I have 1 who would be 11th grade come July. Now, you may wonder why I'm going to talk about this particular treat. And the reason being is because one thing that I know that I am called to do is to teach. And not just my children, I teach all children that needs me. So this is my classroom here. What I do is I offer certain classes to the homeschool community in my local area. And so I do have a Facebook group that is called the Mount Juliet Homeschool Connect, and it's just for my local area, but I'm able to create classes and post those classes, and people can see what I offer, and then they can sign up. So in this classroom here, as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3 tables, and they sit 6 children. So I can take 18 students up here. Now, have I had that many? Yes, I've even had more. And in that case, I've had to move outside, especially if it's warm and nice outside. So, but I'm saying all of that to say this. I teach kids, and I love to teach, and I love things that are fun and simple, and I love things that can combine an array of subjects. So what I have for you today, and what I want to share with you today, is like a handwriting, a drawing, and a social studies and science kind of curriculum. I don't see it as a curriculum, but in another video I'll show you how to expand and make it into unit studies. But this is just a review and an introduction of it. So the name of it is Draw Right Now. And you may have heard it, you may have not, but when I began homeschooling, I heard it. It was that long ago. And it is by, let me see, a mother-daughter duo, I believe. And their names are Marie Havlitzel and Kim Stitzer. And just so you can see that there. Okay. Now, let me tell you why I'm so excited about it. And that is because, well, the reason why I'm excited is because I am going to start teaching this here in my home classroom to other homeschoolers. I'm going to create classes, and we're going to have fun with this. And so we're not just going to practice handwriting and drawing. We're going to tackle different subjects and interweave them together. So here's why I like it. First of all, it's called Draw Right Now. And it says down here it's a drawing and handwriting course for kids. I see it as more than that. So this particular one, it comes in 8, it has 8 books. If you buy the set, it has 8 of them. The price came to about, I believe, about $60. But if you kind of roughly, average that out, it comes to like about $6.50 per book. And I think it was worth it. I looked for it cheaper online in different, places like Amazon, just different places. Let's see, I usually do Amazon, and I usually do eBay. 8 books and things like that. And I just could not find it cheaper as far as the whole set. So I went to the website, and they had it cheaper than all of the other sites, of course. So I'm so excited. Well, I got so excited. My kids said, hey, Mom likes this. We're going to get it for her. She's been wanting it for years. And that's what they did. And I have such sweet kids that they bless their mom this way. So, but it's called Draw Right Now. And it's our drawing and handwriting course for kids. And let me just show you a little bit of what's in it. So this is book 1. All right. And book one is about on the farm, kids and critters, and storybook characters. Now, this is right up my alley because my most favorite grades to teach are like preschool on up to like, let's say, sixth grade. Now, I still love to teach my older grades. It's just that with my younger, I really get to have a lot of my personality in it and we get to have fun. And as you get into the older grades, sometimes they're a little bit more like, hey, you know, this is kind of quirky. But I still do things with them too. So, but yeah, so let's take a look at this particular book. I love the illustrations. So you're going to get to the table of contents in book one. And as you can see, it says on the farm. And you're going to be, these are the characters you're going to be drawing. You're going to talk about a hen, a pig, a cow, a horse. You're going to do a barn. You're going to draw a duck, a tractor. Draw what you see, a sheep, a turkey, what is that? A bird? I believe it's just a regular bird. You also, let me see if I can turn here. You're going to practice drawing a girl with the word girl, a boy. I'm trying to get to where I can see a cat and so forth. Everything that you see on there. And they're the storybook characters that you're definitely going to draw. Now, when we teach handwriting to our kids, we always say, okay, this is the correct way to hold your pencil, and you give them the lines that they need. As a matter of fact, the one that I like the most that I'll show you in a little bit has the different color lines. So when they are beginning to practice handwriting, you start at the top. So if you're talking about nice long letters, one thing you want to say is start at the sky. And this is the particular handwriting paper that I have. Start at the sky, pull down to the ground. Or if you have a lowercase letter or a letter that's, you know, right there in the middle, you would say start at the grass or something like that. Well, that's near the ground. But somewhere you start in the middle, and I can't quite think of how I used to do that. But how many times do our kids cry at handwriting because they can't just get it right? Well, because we are kind of teaching it as a subject, and we need to teach it as fun. Sometimes, you know, in the beginning, it does not matter if they're holding their pencils and crayons correctly. Now, it doesn't mean you don't correct it. It's just sometimes you don't have to be verbal with it. And if you hear the noise in the background, that's my son working outside, so I'm so sorry. But what we tend to do is say something to them, and then because we said something usually in a negative tone, you know, it makes them feel like they just didn't do it right. Well, I usually don't do that. I just simply say, let's change your pencil this way, or let's turn your crayon this way, or let's pinch these fingers together, let's do claws, or let's put something in your hand and keep that hand down and you write with these fingers. So one thing you want to do in this curriculum is gently correct, not always verbally, but just doing it for them. Okay, so what I want to show you, let me get, because I'm doing all this rumbling and I'm sorry, but here is the first page, and I love the illustrations. It is simple, it is fun, and you know what? Because this is called on the farm. I'm a little country here in Tennessee, okay? Because it's called on the farm, you can definitely make it a unit study, right? So how many of us want to save some money? I do. Even though I teach classes, I still have to figure out a way to save my pennies. And the reason why is because when I do a class, I go all out. I want the best things. I don't want homeschooling to be something like you just put together, didn't do a lot of thought to it. I make sure I give my best to these children and to any child, whether they're homeschooled or not. So here it is. So you would say, let's see. Oh, I cannot get this. And why is that? Okay. Hens live on farms. Hens eat seeds. Hens lay eggs. Hens have baby chicks. And then it goes on to say, how does a chick grow inside an egg? Right there, you have a science study. How does a chick form inside an egg? Go to the library, check out books. If you live on a farm or you know a farmer, get some baby chicks in eggs that you can try to hatch and incubate yourself. This is a great way to introduce that whole context of science and how it began. Pull up videos. I love videos and I love teaching that way too, but one thing I like is hands-on. So I say get in the dirt, get dirty, visit a farm, see how it works. So what you will begin to do here is you can introduce the picture, and this is kind of backwards for me because I think I have it to where it's flipped. So if I'm pointing to the wrong thing, so here you go. So you introduce the picture. Can you see that? I'm so sorry that I'm all over the place. Introduce the picture. Ask them questions. What is this? What does it do? Where do they live? And then after you do that, introduce the sentences. Now, you can do these sentences as dictation, okay, where you can read it and the older can write it out, or copy work. I am a fan of copy work even with the older kids, and the reason being is because if you see it and you're saying it and you're thinking it, more than likely when you're writing it, it's going to stick. So you want to make sure that they see those periods, that they see the way a sentence is formed, that they see a capital letter, a lowercase letter, and how that is. And don't get so uptight with how they are writing. If they're not writing exactly like you, it's okay. That's what practice is for. I always tell my kids, my own children, and children that I have to come in and out, that practice makes progress. I stole that saying from Michelle Duggar when I used to watch them a long time ago, and I thought to myself, wow, that's true. Practice doesn't make perfect, it makes progress. And the reason being because if you think you are perfect at something, I guarantee that you've missed something and you need to do it again. So practice makes you better and better and better. So with our kids, it's the same way. So if they didn't get it right the first time, you know what? Let them do it again in the next day. Don't overwhelm them. Don't cause them to be discouraged. But you want to be able to make teaching fun. You want to be able to make a lesson fun and engaging, because that's what they're going to remember. And I'm sorry that I get all, a lot of times I get very serious when I talk about that, and it's because my heart is teaching. And when I am really teaching something from the heart, I know my eyes squint, my mouth get a little tight, but I want to let everyone know that it's not about so much what you're teaching, but also it is about how you teach it and how you present it. So if you show that learning is just always strict and this, guess what? You're going to have kids that tend to push you away. You're going to have kids that don't want to be involved. And so one thing I say to myself is that I want my children to grow up wanting their children to experience homeschooling. And they want them to experience because they had a good experience. And that's what we have to remember as homeschool parents. So that was my soapbox. Let me get back to the curriculum. So it's Draw Right Now. So in this book, and like I said, I'll show you how to do unit studies with it in another video. So let's take a look at another one, the pig. So again, introduce the pig. Write the sentences, and then follow the step by steps. Don't get, don't let yourself as a parent teacher get so caught up into them forming an oval. So like, this is an oval, right? So wrong one. This is an oval, all right? So here, just tell them it's the shape of an egg. If they don't form it correctly right away, it's okay. They will get it. The point is to have fun. And in having fun, you can introduce those concepts that you want them to remember. Another picture in here, let's see. So it's on the farm that I love is the barn. Okay? Same thing is that oops, wrong one. Here we go. Introduce the picture, the writing, and the drawing. Okay? And let me show you the storybook characters, other parts to it. I love the storybook characters, and the reason being is that you can actually read the little hen. You can actually read the three little pigs. So the storybook characters they offer in this particular one is the little red hen. If your kids are visual and they don't quite want to sit and listen to you read aloud, that pull it up on YouTube, right? This is YouTube University is what my husband calls it. And then you draw the hen. You can also talk about character in this. Why didn't the hen share? Was it right for the hen to share? Well, not to share. Laziness brings about nothing. You will not get you will not get anything in return if you are lazy. There are things that you can bring out in these types of books. So you know what? You can homeschool just from the library. That's another video. Do it for free. Another video, right? So, but that's the little red hen. Another one is the three little pigs. Same concept. And let's see. And the three bears. So this is book one. And here I bent my book. I get so particular about my books, like don't bend the pages. And then I bend the pages. So that's book one. It increases in difficulty. Book two, Draw Right Now, Christopher Columbus, Autumn Harvest, and the Weather. And I'm just going to show you, it's set up the same, but it increases in difficulty in handwriting. Of course, they're going to continue to form those handwritings. If you have an older, say, third grade and up, and they already know how to print and they print well, why not give this to them in print and let them write it in cursive? Absolutely a great idea. Let them write what they see in cursive. If you are not teaching cursive, that's okay. That's your choice, your decision. I teach cursive writing because I want my children and I want other kids to be able to read other documents. Or if a grandparent writes in cursive, if somebody asks for a signature, anything, that they're able to do that and they're able to read it. So, but give it to them still and let them do it in cursive writing. So here's one about Columbus. If you have a problem with Columbus, you can skip it, but this is just about drawing, okay? Another one in here is what I love. The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Same concept, more writing. As you can see, the writing has gotten a little bit more difficult too. All right, that was the people, the Native Americans. Then they talk about autumn harvest. I think this is great. Now, one thing that I also do, I not only just teach math and science and English and spelling, you know, just those things with other homeschool children. I also teach dissection classes, and I also teach painting. Now, I'm not an artist, but I love to paint and I love to try, and I love to invite children over and we paint together, and those are classes I offer. So when I look at something that is a drawing and I say, hey, that would make a great painting class, I say, you know, I type it up and put in my group as an event and say, hey, there's a painting class I'm going to do. It's going to cost this amount, and I always try to keep it where it's affordable, especially if they have multiple kids, because I remember when I couldn't afford anything like that. And so I post it, and then people will sign up. So when I look at this picture here, I say to myself, that's a great canvas painting. I'm going to paint that. So I paint it, I take a picture of it, I upload it, put a title to it, and then voila. But yeah, so you can also make this a unit study and talk about apples and how they grow, right? You can talk about apples, how they grow. Johnny Appleseed, right? You can talk about all those things. So this is fun and exciting. This is one I like, the owl. I actually do an owl that's our pellet dissection class. And this would be great to go along with that. I would have to make the class a little longer because we'll be dissecting, but I may make it in 2 parts where we do a dissection first and then the painting or drawing, or the painting and drawing first and then do the dissection. Okay, same concept there. Geese. I just love the way they made it so easy, so simple. Pumpkins. This is a great fall unit. This can go throughout the fall. This one book can teach so many things, okay? Even math. The scarecrow. Oh, this is good. The pine cones, or they say the needles, I believe, right? Needles and cones, yeah. And then, of course, they have little tidbits at the end of each book, like teaching tips. They also have, let's see what they have here, learn more about the weather. I mean, this is for like kindergarten on up to maybe 6th grade. And if you want to introduce it to like your older kids, like say even 8th grade. And I say that I don't like putting grades to children because I think wherever they are is where they just are, and that's where they need to be. And so if they need practice in that area, you know what? Don't say things like, well, you should have learned this in 5th grade or you should have learned this in 3rd grade. Just do it. Just practice with them. It doesn't matter. As long as they get it, it's in their timing. So yes, Draw, Write, Now, book 2. All right. Book 3, let's see, is Native Americans, North America, and the Pilgrims. This would be great to go along for a longer study with the Columbus unit. And the same thing here. And again, I will actually show you how to make these unit studies in other videos. I'm going to take each book and show you exactly how, exactly what I would do with it, and exactly what I'm going to do with it. I am so excited. Book 4, oh, the polar regions, the Arctic, the Antarctic. This is geography, guys. And the same thing here. Let me just show you a couple of pages here. People, talk about Eskimos. You can build a what do you call it? Their house. I don't even know what you call it. I've just forgot. But their igloo, there it is, their igloo. I had my kids to do igloos, and we built them out of a paper cup, and then we did the long flat marshmallows to go around, and we cut it out. So that's one way you can do an igloo. You can also do igloos with sugar cubes, which is really good. Very STEM related because you have to put everything just right, so they really have to think about it. Here's the musk ox. And so you have the writing, the picture, the drawing. And as you go through each book, and children, and you know, they want to put detail to it, let them put detail to it. The thing about it is that to make it a complete study. So it's not just drawing and handwriting. These are excellent, and the price is excellent. So you're going to spend about, what did I say, like $60 or something like that on these books. But you have 8 books. So think of that as 8 months of teaching, or even longer. And I'm a year-round schooler, so that's why I say it like that. This is the United States from sea to sea and moving forward. And this is going a little bit long, so please bear with me. Look at here, the frontier. When they do something like this, the first thing that comes to my mind are Lincoln Logs, Legos. How can they build it other than just join it? So Lincoln Logs, Legos, and popsicle sticks, right? You got so much you can do with this. Kindergarten through, I'm gonna say kindergarten through 8th grade at least. Because once they get to high school, you know, they may not enjoy this, okay? So, but at least kindergarten through 8th, kindergarten through 7th, it is your choice, your decision where you think the grade level lies. So you're going to do geography in this. I love it. Look at this, the Louisiana Territory. Let's see. United We Stand. And this is about the colonies. So you got so much you can learn in each book. Let's do book 6, Animals and Habitats on Land, Ponds and Rivers and Oceans. Some great stuff. So again, you're going to talk about oceans and rivers. That's geography. That's science. Oh, look at this. I mean, they did an excellent job. I am so blessed that my children were able to buy this for me and give it to me. I'm so sorry about that noise. Please bear with me. I'm almost done here. Things that you can do. Draw what you see. Okay. Land homes. And then, sorry, that dropped there. All right. And this one's good. And I'm going to close my door right here. I usually close this door. I'm sorry. My door is right below me. I'm upstairs in my classroom. Animals of the World, Part 1. Tropical forest, northern forest, forest down under. That's what it looks like. And this is book 7, I believe. Is that book 7? Yeah. Let's see what they have in here. Raccoons. Leopards. I mean, it's just really good, guys. I mean, my library had a couple of these long time ago. So you may be able to go to the library and just pick up one book and see how you like it before you purchase the whole thing. See if it's something you can use. I say that you can use it, but I understand that funds may not be there, may be a little bit too expensive. You know what? Library. Check them out. That was the opossum. The sloth. These are great, guys. I love it. I absolutely love it. Tiger. And that was book 7. And then the last one is book 8. Oh, this is good. So Animals of the World, Part 2. Savannas, grassland, mountains, and deserts. And you know what? You can definitely do a study of Africa with this book. Here's some of the pictures that you will be drawing, your kids will be drawing. And please pull out pencil and paper and do it with them too, but don't do it to where you're going to outdo them or anything, right? Here's the giraffe. Let's see what's something extra in here that you're going to do. Look at there, Europe and Asia. This is great stuff. I mean, absolutely. Learn more about the savannah. So they have done an excellent job. It has been out for years, but I have never heard anyone really talk about them. And I was going through and I was reminded of them because I always try to, during the summer, think of things that I want to teach. That's how I make a little bit extra income, is I teach those classes. And I love teaching things that's fun and engaging. And when I saw these, I was reminded of those books. I was just like, oh my God, I want that. And my kids hear me all the time saying, I want it, or that would be great. And they always surprise me. My husband always surprised me. So it's such a blessing. So again, this is the Draw Right Now Drawing and Handwriting Curriculum, and I'm going to say and unit study. 8 books. You can purchase one at a time if you can't purchase them all together. Check it out. If your kids need extra help in drawing, extra help in handwriting, you want to do something, you want to just put everything together and just add in your math or phonics or whatever, this is what you need. And I want you to know that I am not getting paid to do this. My children bought it. No one gave it to me for free. I want to just share with you my excitement for these books and see if it's something you can use. So I will be presenting these one at a time in other videos and how to put that together as a complete curriculum so you can have that as a guide. And hopefully I can do that soon, and I'll try my best to get it out there. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that this wasn't too long, and if it was, I'm so sorry. But please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.